Hello and welcome to another session of Google.rs. It's Byron speaking. And we are trying to make the requested changes to the global lock implementation for cargo. So Alex Crichton has made a few suggestions, and I think most of them should be easy to implement, even though I think we are still a relatively far way from getting it merged. Just because of the Windows support that it must also be added. So let's try to sum it up so that we don't forget anything. So this looks like the log file may need to be regenerated. Okay, I'll just note down everything here. Changes requested in cargo PR. So which one is that? It's regenerate log file. And yeah, maybe I even go as far and link up the respective comments. I think that's the comment link, like that. And I hope that doesn't show up here because that would be overkill. But probably it does. I don't know. We will see. How does it look like? Yeah. Relatively good, even though this might not be required. Okay, so the next one. Yeah, the test. Make the test work. So that's the general thing. Make unit test work. Because right now it is dependent on timing, and I was totally sure that it kind of most of the time actually doesn't work. And yeah, a similar test works for file locks, so it should be possible for cargo as well. But right now I don't know exactly how to solve that, to be honest. So this one goes to errors. Okay, these error conversions. How's it? Which one is that? Yeah, let's just call it error conversions to error.rs, like that. Okay. What else? Yeah, so that's clear. That's clear that we have to do it. I think we can give it an extra headline. Maybe like so. Before merging. Refer to file lock crate on crates.io, not a personal repository. Makes sense just for completeness. What else? Yeah, so configuration, I mean, with the change request that will follow here, it's clear that there's no configuration. Default to wait without configuration options. So that actually refers to this and a few other ones. Maybe I shouldn't link up everything because it's kind of related to this one and something else later. Yeah, remove to-do st, node st, that's clear. Remove to-do st, node st. Probably writing this down takes longer than actually doing that, at least in that particular case. But it's okay. What else? Yeah. In log.rs, probably that will work. I was aware of this and try to use it whenever possible, but maybe I have overlooked it there. So let's see. I think this is in the log function, huh? Yeah. Cargo log. Preferred try plus chain error, like this. And I think we're nearing the end. Yeah, so here comes reasonable default behavior, which is part of this one. See here and here. Good. Improvements to the error message when locking. Improvements to error handling when obtaining lock. I think that is that. And I think we are pretty much done. Yeah. So improvements to error handling, that kind of relates to this conversation as well, where we basically have to make 2 lock requests to get that going. Okay, so that looks good. Refer to file lock crate. I think that could also be linked up just for completeness. Let's see where that is again. I think it was just one line. Here. That's the one. And of course, we wanna get this to work. We wanna get file lock to work on Windows as well, at least. File lock implementation for Windows. So that's part of it anyway. But here we go. Nice check marks. Yeah, I won't necessarily do them in order, but I might try. So let's get rid of this regenerate log file, and let's see how that would be done, and why the log file isn't as good as it's supposed to be. So first, I think if I try to build that, it would actually rebuild everything, huh? Cargo build. I wouldn't be surprised. Just because whenever I build anything with a shared... Oh. And there it fails for some reason. OpenSSL. Yeah, I think it's me not having this anymore, or what? OpenSSL HMAC, okay. Brew search OpenSSL. Sure, after the okay. Thank you. After the upgrade to El Capitan, lots of my local changes, of course, went away. But that should fix it. Previously, everything was based on Brew, so Brew should be able to fix it this time as well, even though with a little bit of, well, the opposite of luck. What's this, by the way? I probably know bad luck. Yeah, exactly. Misfortune. The opposite of, yeah. So if we have bad luck, then things will stop working for us on El Capitan. But maybe we are good. If that ever finishes compiling, that is, seems to use just one core or less. Probably it calls, probably the calls are so fast that you actually don't see them showing up here. That makes sense. Because the CPU, after all, is working. And this probably is what we see here. It starts all these processes and kind of distributes the load across all the cores evenly, and then basically they all light up a little bit, for at least as far as we can see here. Quite interesting. So they kind of all build up. Oh no, wait, I think that's a connection that should go away at some moment. Yeah, fine. I was thinking, damn it, it has live support as well, and these sites keep connections up all the time. But not this time, I guess. So, yeah. The cargo log file. How does it look like? And what's the problem with it? Because I think I didn't... What did I add here? Not much. Just Erno and file lock. And Erno we still use, right? Ah. Erno we do not use anymore. And this is what he meant with this needs an update. Hoo. Amazing. I didn't notice that. Not at all. Huh. Interesting. It doesn't even show up in my editor. Huh. So, Erno. That is not used anymore and should thus not be here. Yeah, that is that. Regenerate manual editing hopefully is good enough. If ever that OpenSSL compilation will succeed, we should basically already be able to build this, by the way. Because I thought we would have the respective headers already. But apparently not so. I also wonder what kind of include path this thing uses. Maybe I fixed that up myself? I don't know. I remember that this was a problem at some point, but I don't remember how to fix it. How I fixed it. I thought I never did anything specific, but maybe with the actual installation, maybe I will get the include file or the header files as well, and it will kind of just work for me. That would be awesome, but we shall see. And there we go. So that's where the include stuff happens, and maybe it finds it automatically, huh? With a little bit of luck. Nope. But let me guess. What I'm looking for is here, HMAC. OpenSSL HMAC. There it is. All right. Yeah, which kind of include path does it use? I don't even know. Do I see this here somewhere? No, that's just the cargo specific errors. Yeah, it has been a long time since I last compiled OpenSSL. I mean, this is required by many packages. Also Hyper, for instance. And, well, I guess it uses user include. Yeah. So I could just link. I think if I linked SSL, OpenSSL in there. Let's do that. What do you say then? Permission denied, fair enough. Yeah, usually you have package configuration for that kind of stuff, so it knows where these are installed, but probably that doesn't work with Brew here or on OS X in general. I don't know. Okay, so let's try that. Okay. And now it might actually find this one. Yes, it does. So probably last time I fixed it that way as well. Good. Happy about that. Or maybe last time I had development files installed which installed these headers for me, which might be preferred, because after all, it usually links to the system OpenSSL version, and now I gave it headers to some other version, but it will link against the system one, so that could be totally wrong. But we will see, I guess. Yeah, so definitely I should try to install the SDK. I thought I did that already, but apparently not. Anyway, so now it's building cargo. That's good. It's building it with the latest log file that we created. And maybe I just prepare commit for all the little steps that I do here. Provided I can find this. Why do I have so much trouble to see this change? Is it in a git ignore? It is not, actually. But it did change, did it? Because I just changed it. Or did it regenerate? It regenerated to the original version. That's confusing. I'm not sure if it regenerated, but definitely we do not need the package directly, and I shall also jump there. Just to see. Yeah, cool. It doesn't link there. Cool. Just to see where he means that should be gone. Yeah, it's this one. So here we go. Now it's gone, definitely. If I build that again, does it come back? It comes back. Interesting. How does he know? Maybe because of that dependency, if we remove that? Yeah. It's figuring this out very well. Actually, I don't know. May need to be regenerated. It has been regenerated, and this is what I get. All right. I mean, if I remove it entirely, then it will definitely regenerate it. And I guess I will get the same. It updates a few file versions, a few dependencies. But that shouldn't, actually, I don't know, that shouldn't be necessary, really. Because after all, we have set, or Cargo has set the versions of all its dependencies explicitly. Therefore, the stuff shouldn't change. But it does, apparently. I don't want that. I actually do not want all these changes to be in there because I have no idea if that's desired or not. Does it mean it changed the versions of these guys? Because these might not have been preset or something? So git 2, let's see. It's 0213. Okay, this is why. But again, I just pulled the latest patch level, but this isn't related to Erno at all. So no, I don't think I want the latest versions of these in there. Yeah. Let's get the standard version back and build it, and we should be fine. Interesting. Oh yeah, I should have checked what happens if you regenerate this file. And whether or not Erno is still part of it then. Because after all, Erno... Yeah, let's do that. Let's regenerate it one more time. And then I will check for that specifically. So now it should have regenerated it already. And it did. And Erno is still there, similar to what we already have. Yeah, so I don't know. So let's write it down. Generating it does not remove the Erno entry. It just updates dependencies to the latest patch levels. I'm not sure if this is what you intended with what you intended. Yeah, so I can't get rid of Erno, that's the point. So what's the time saying? 21 minutes, fine. So let's move on to the next one. I think one that we should easily be able to do now is, well, I kind of did that. I regenerated it and now it's based on feedback. So we basically defaulted to wait. So in order to do that, I think we just remove that, the lock kind here. And yeah, I think the lock kind, if in order to do it the way we do it, you would have to refactor this a bit and put the lock kind here, because we need to try a non-blocking one first, and then try the blocking one in case we couldn't obtain a non-blocking one. So that goes here, and this can go away entirely. Boom. That's how that is. Is there anything else we're missing? Probably. But for now, so this also alleviates another comment that was given to us. So now let's update it. So now I'll do one after another. So for now, all I have to do is to actually upgrade this one as well. Now I have to do is to put lock kind. So for now this is wait, but we will update this. I think it's blocking, lock kind blocking, and we of course should get the lock kind in here somehow. And I wonder, do we export that lock kind somewhere? Pub use, yes, we do. Here at least. This should also be in util mod. And we do, good. So that's fine. And of course here we don't need it anymore. Here we don't need it anymore. That's a bit of refactoring for us. New shared. Do we ever use this function? Yeah, I don't think so. And we will not. So let's get rid of it. So here we go with the lock kind. Where do we set it? Here. Here we can just provide the kind now. Voila, voila. That is that. Good. We go away with the nodes later. For now, this should just compile. Let's see if it does. If it does, I think I call this a session. Per session, we will do a few of these things, depending on the complexity. this one, for instance, the unit test issue, for instance, might take a long time just because I have no clue how to actually fix that. But hey, this issue has been resting for a few days, and maybe, the solution will find me just somehow naturally. That would be optimal. No, unused import config. That was expected. Config and human. Okay, fine. Like so. Yeah, I should time that compilation. How long does it take to compile cargo in debug mode per run? Yeah, and that's the thing. It would be ideal to finally have this cargo check functionality because that would basically make sure that I can check for the stuff that I'm interested in, which is only kind of Rust-related errors, and get that information much faster. So I think cargo could be done in like 3 to 4 seconds if it would not generate code, which actually takes the majority of the time. Probably like 9/10 of the time, or 8/10 of the time in debug mode. Okay, cool, that works. I shall be fine with that. So lock kind cargo lock kind is specified per lock call. I think that's the main thing. Is now specified per lock call. So we removed access to configuration and will instead default to blocking semantics. This caused a change in the API of the cargo lock type. That generally reduced complexity. I think so. So that's, I think, a good thing. It's better. Yeah, that's it. That's really all. Cool. So I think I can make a check mark there. So now we are waiting by default, but obviously we have to improve this. And also, I think the improvements to the error messages here, these will trigger changes to how we obtain the lock and what we do. So that will have to be done in the next session. Until then, thanks for watching and have a great day.